Today we're counting down the 20 weirdest facts about the 1980 Bluesmobile from the Blues Brothers, a legendary police cruiser at the center of Hollywood's most chaotic car stunts. From the surprising reality behind what actually rolled off those government auction lots, to technical details true gearheads will appreciate, and on to destruction records no studio had ever attempted, this list peels back the myths layer by layer. Along the way, you'll hear about authenticity obsessions, secret engineering, unsolved mysteries, and the forgotten paperwork that still sparks debate across car collections. So, how much of the Bluesmobile's legend is real, and what survived the carnage? Let's start at the very beginning with number 20. Number 20, the Bluesmobile wasn't a Hollywood fantasy. It was a real 1974 Dodge Monaco, straight from California Highway Patrol auctions. Universal bought over 60 decommissioned patrol cars, each one built for the demands of real police work. These weren't replicas or studio props. They came with the original heavy-duty equipment, worn from years of service. Once in the studio's hands, they were stripped of official insignia and repainted in the now famous Mount Prospect, Illinois, black and white livery. That transformation was cosmetic only. Underneath, every Bluesmobile began life as a genuine law enforcement vehicle, grounding the movie's mayhem in authentic steel. Number 19. Dan Aykroyd's fascination with ex-police cars wasn't an act for the cameras, it was the real deal. Long before the Blues Brothers, he already owned multiple retired cruisers, including Dodge Monacos, and knew their quirks inside out. Aykroyd's garage was filled with the same cars that would later become icons on screen. His passion shaped the film's direction. He pushed Universal to use authentic police vehicles, insisting on the 1974 Monaco as the ultimate cop car. Studio memos even credit his expertise for steering the production toward genuine pursuit packages, blending personal obsession with cinematic history. Number 18. Elwood's legendary cop motor, cop shocks, cop tires, cop suspension speech isn't Hollywood exaggeration. It's pulled straight from the police package spec sheet. The 1974 Dodge Monaco Pursuit package came with a 440 cubic inch V8, heavy-duty shocks, reinforced suspension, and high-speed rated tires. Every piece of that monologue matches what law enforcement demanded for sustained high-speed chases. Manuals from the era list these upgrades as standard for California Highway Patrol units. The film's dialogue wasn't just colorful, it was a technical rundown of the real hardware under the Bluesmobile's battered skin, confirming the car's authenticity right down to the bolts. Number 17. The Dodge Monaco wasn't chosen at random. It was the undisputed king of American police fleets in the 1970s. Departments across the country favored it for its big body-on-frame construction, which could take a beating and keep rolling. The Monaco's size made it ideal for rigging up camera gear or reinforcing for stunts, while its familiar silhouette signaled cop car to every moviegoer. Universal needed dozens of matching cars that could survive, or at least endure, the film's punishing stunts. The Monaco's dominance in law enforcement fleets and its rugged build made it the only logical choice for a movie built on spectacular automotive chaos. Number 16. Assembling a fleet of over 60 matching Dodge Monacos was a logistical sprint that would test any studio. Universal's buyers hit California Highway Patrol auctions just as the CHP was cycling out its 1974 models, scooping up cars in lots. Some still running, others destined as parts donors. Each vehicle required a quick title transfer and a ticket onto rail cars or transport haulers bound for the studio. The production team needed cars identical enough for seamless on-screen swaps, but cheap enough to smash without a second thought. This round-the-clock procurement meant every Monaco, whether a runner or a shell, had a role to play in the Bluesmobile's on-screen mayhem. Number 15. The heart of every Bluesmobile was the 440 Magnum V8, Chrysler's last big police pursuit engine. In 1974, This motor delivered 220 horsepower and nearly 350 pound-feet of torque, tuned for endurance over outright speed. Police calibrations meant heavy-duty cooling, oversized oil pans, and alternators built for all-night patrols. The engine's real genius was its stamina. It could handle hours of high-speed pursuit without boiling over, a necessity for both law enforcement and the film's relentless stunt schedule. That industrial-strength reliability made these cars perfect for cinematic abuse, turning every chase into a showcase for genuine police engineering. Number 14. The secret to the Bluesmobile's resilience wasn't just under the hood, it was in the suspension. Dodge's police package came with reinforced control arms, thicker sway bars, and heavy-duty springs, all designed for the relentless pounding of high-speed chases and curb-jumping maneuvers. High-speed rated tires and upgraded shocks kept the car planted, even during the wildest stunts. Stunt drivers praised the predictable handling, crediting these components for saving cars and lives when chaos erupted on set. The same durability that let officers chase suspects for hours made these Monacos the perfect canvas for Hollywood's most spectacular crashes. Number 13. The roof-mounted PA speaker on the Bluesmobile wasn't just for show, it was real, functional police equipment. Wired directly to a microphone inside the car, the system allowed the crew to broadcast commands during filming, especially in crowd-heavy scenes. Extras could hear actual directions blaring from the car, just like a real patrol vehicle clearing traffic. That speaker wasn't a Hollywood fantasy. It was authentic gear, right down to the mounting hardware. Its presence didn't just help the actors, it changed the car's silhouette, making the Bluesmobile instantly recognizable from a distance. Authenticity ran deeper than the engine bay. Number 12. The Bluesmobile wasn't just a single car, it was an entire hierarchy on wheels. At the top sat the so-called hero car, kept pristine for close-ups, dialogue, and beauty shots. This was the Monaco with the best original paint, the straightest body panels, and the cleanest interior, reserved for moments when every detail mattered. Surrounding it was a fleet of expendables, dozens of stunt cars, each prepped for specific scenes, some with hidden roll cages, others with patched-up fenders or reinforced frames. Every vehicle, hero or stunt, had to match the Mount Prospect police livery down to the last decal, a continuity headache for the paint crew as cars cycled from crash to repair and back again. Property logs tracked which car did what, but in the chaos of daily filming, only the hero car stayed camera-ready while its stunt siblings absorbed the punishment. Number 11. The 95th Street bridge jump demanded more than guts. It demanded engineering. The Bluesmobile assigned to this stunt was stripped and rebuilt with steel plate armor under the chassis, gusseted frame rails, and extra welds at every known weak point. Fabricators spent nights reinforcing the car, knowing the landing would push every component past its limit. The suspension was upgraded, but certain zones were left to crumple for safety and spectacle. Even with all these precautions, the car didn't survive the jump. It folded on impact, the frame buckling under forces no police package was ever designed to endure. That single leap proved that even the toughest Detroit iron has its breaking point. Number 10. The Bluesmobile's legacy is measured in twisted metal, a world record at the time, with more than 60 police cars destroyed during filming. Production memos tallied each loss, and insurance forms documented the carnage, but the numbers tell only part of the story. These weren't mock-ups or shells, they were real ex-police Monacos, bought at auction, then recycled as cinematic fodder. Every crash, pile-up, and jump meant another cruiser headed for the scrapyard, sometimes within hours of filming. The scale was unprecedented. No film before had orchestrated such industrial-scale destruction. For a brief moment, the Bluesmobile reigned as the most destructive car in Hollywood history, a title earned one totaled cruiser at a time. Number 9. Dixie Square Mall in Harvey, Illinois, became a demolition ground unlike anything Hollywood had attempted. Over the course of several days, The production team orchestrated chaos inside the abandoned shopping center, sacrificing at least 7 Bluesmobiles to get the perfect shots. Each crash meant swapping in a fresh or hastily repaired Monaco, as the previous one was left mangled among the debris. The mall's vast, empty corridors offered a rare legal playground for high-speed chases and full-throttle destruction. No need for miniatures or clever editing. Local permits allowed for real property damage, turning the mall's interior into a graveyard for battered police cruisers. Scene by scene, the attrition rate was staggering, giving the movie one of its most memorable sequences and pushing the tally of destroyed cars ever higher. In 8th place, the 95th Street bridge jump stands as a masterclass in stunt engineering and nerves. To make the Bluesmobile soar, the crew calculated everything: ramp angle, car weight, even wind resistance. The launch speed had to hit nearly 75 miles per hour, with radio cues coordinating every move between the director, stunt driver, and spotters. The bridge's gap was cleverly minimized by camera trickery, but the physics were brutally real. There was no room for error. The car was built to survive one flight and one landing only. When it touched down, the reinforced frame crumpled just as predicted, making the jump a one-shot gamble where science and spectacle collided. No repeats, no do-overs, just pure, calculated chaos. In 7th place, the final chase sequence in The Blues Brothers is organized destruction on a scale few films have attempted since. Dozens of police cars, multiple Bluesmobiles, and a roster of seasoned stunt drivers filled Chicago's streets, each move mapped out in advance. Crash diagrams, radio cues, and spotters kept the chaos controlled. Every pileup was timed to the second for safety and spectacle. Off-duty police officers drove many of the cars, bringing real-world pursuit instincts to the mayhem. Some vehicles were smashed, patched up overnight, and sent back out for another round, maximizing both the carnage and the budget. The choreography was relentless. Cars collided, flipped, and stacked, but behind the scenes, it was a masterclass in precision, not just reckless abandon. This sequence stands as the high-water mark of cinematic automotive mayhem, where the illusion of chaos depended entirely on meticulous planning and nerves of steel. In 6th place, the truth behind Jake Blue's wild driving is pure movie magic. Despite the reckless energy on screen, John Belushi never handled any of the high-speed or stunt driving himself. Every time you see the Bluesmobile sliding through traffic or flying over bridges, that's a professional stunt driver. Eddie Dono handled many of the most dangerous maneuvers. For close-ups, Belushi sat in a stationary car mounted on a trailer, reacting to cues from off-camera crew. His expressions were real, but the car wasn't moving an inch. The setup kept Belushi safe and let the filmmakers capture his iconic deadpan without risking disaster. It's a classic Hollywood illusion. The chaos outside was real, but the man behind the wheel was only along for the ride. In the 5th place, the real continuity nightmare wasn't the stunts. It was keeping 60 battered Monacos looking like the same Mount Prospect police cruiser day after day. Every car wore the iconic black and white paint, but each chase, crash, or sideswipe left new scars. The prop shop ran a round-the-clock schedule, repainting and retouching cars between takes to cover fresh dents, mismatched doors, or swapped hoods. Some vehicles cycled through 3 or 4 complete repaints during production. Polaroid photos became the unsung heroes of the operation. Every car was documented from every angle, tracking scuffs and stripes so the fleet could be patched up to match. Even the smallest detail, like the placement of a police badge decal or the exact shade of white, had to be checked and redone, sometimes overnight. The endless repainting wasn't just a cosmetic fix. It was a daily battle to preserve the Bluesmobile's illusion as chaos unfolded around it. 4th place, the real enemy on set wasn't just gravity or concrete. It was mechanical failure. Most Bluesmobiles arrived with over 100,000 miles logged in California patrol duty, and the scars showed. Every shoot day, the repair crew waged war against tired transmissions, cracked radiators, and seized differentials. It was common for a car to limp off a stunt, only to have its engine yanked out and transplanted into another Monaco by lunchtime. Some vehicles never even started. They were stripped for parts before the cameras rolled, their doors and axles cannibalized to keep the rest of the fleet alive. The set became a rolling junkyard, with mechanics improvising fixes just to keep enough cars moving for the next take. The irony was rich. These were pursuit vehicles built for endurance, but after years of police abuse, even the best cop motor could barely outrun a tow truck. The relentless breakdowns forced the crew to become experts in triage and quick swaps, turning every day into a battle just to keep the chase alive. In third place, the Oldsmobile dealership crash gave the Bluesmobile one of its most legendary moments, and it all hinged on a single, unscripted line. As glass shattered and real showroom cars were demolished in a one-take stunt, John Belushi delivered, "New Oldsmobiles are in early this year," a line never found in the script. Crew members and film historians agree. Belushi improvised it on the spot, channeling his Second City roots and the pure chaos unfolding around him. The dealership wasn't a set. Universal had negotiated with Ray Oldsmobile in Forest Park, Illinois, for permission to destroy actual inventory, with cash compensation for every car totaled. No models, no miniatures, just real steel and real risk. The crash was filmed in a single go, knowing there'd be no second chance. That off-the-cuff line, born right in the middle of authentic destruction, became a signature moment. Proof that sometimes the best movie magic happens when nobody's following the script. In second place, the Volo Auto Museum's Bluesmobile stands as the most credible survivor from the original 1980 film. This 1974 Dodge Monaco, displayed in Illinois, carries physical scars that echo its movie history. Layers of paint, exposed welds, and remnants of roll cage mounts all match details seen in studio production photos. The museum promotes its car as the hero vehicle, citing photo comparisons and a partial paper trail linking it to Universal's fleet. Yet, the full chain of custody remains elusive. Universal's original records are incomplete. There's no published VIN master list tying this car to a specific role on set. Other claimants have surfaced over the years, but none present as much tangible evidence as Volo's example. Still, without definitive documentation, even the museum's prized Monaco can't claim absolute certainty. The strongest case for authenticity comes down to a combination of wear patterns, period photos, and the absence of stronger rivals, leaving the Volo car at the center of an enduring mystery. And finally, in first place, the greatest Bluesmobile mystery is what actually survived. Universal kept meticulous records of every car destroyed, but never tracked which vehicles made it out alive. There's no master VIN list, no comprehensive registry, just a handful of survivor claims and a sea of convincing replicas. The result is an authentication crisis. Collectors chase legends, museums argue provenance, and fraud cases surface as six-figure values tempt sellers. The ultimate irony? The film's destruction was documented in detail, but the fate of the real Bluesmobiles remains lost to time, a legacy built on chaos, now wrapped in doubt. From the authentic ex-California Highway Patrol Dodge Monacos that launched the countdown to the unresolved mystery of which Bluesmobiles truly survived, these 20 weird facts reveal a story where movie magic collides with mechanical reality. Across the list, one pattern stands out: the relentless pursuit of authenticity, real police engines, genuine pursuit suspensions, and actual destruction on a record-breaking scale. Yet, the most shocking revelation is the ultimate irony. While every detail of the Bluesmobile was meticulously crafted, and 60-plus cars were documented as destroyed, no definitive record exists for the survivors. The blend of Dan Aykroyd's real-life passion, technical precision, and Hollywood's appetite for chaos created not just a memorable film car, but a legend clouded by uncertainty. In the end, the Bluesmobile isn't just a cinematic icon, it's a testament to how authenticity, obsession, and controlled mayhem can leave behind both unforgettable spectacle and unsolvable mysteries in automotive history.